Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pioneer FX. Today is the 4th of December. Just give it a few more minutes, waiting for people to come into the room. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my screen? Type in the chat if you can. We're about to make a start. We about to make a start. We'll try and make this sort of ongoing on a weekly basis every Sunday, live on YouTube. This is one of the first sessions in terms of weekly breakdowns and what have you, the trades that we're looking for and the entries. Right, let me share my screen. Right, perfect. So right here we're looking at the CFTC report from last week on the 29th of November. This was last updated. Currently looking at the CFTC report here, we can see here that retail traders are 58% short and 42% long. But looking at this chart right over here, we can clearly see that the commercial hedgers have given up their contracts. Now they're sort of on a neutral stance and starting to push slightly higher, which has led to speculators pushing down, pushing short. So we are short for Australia, but it's not really clear. We don't have much of a guidance here as to where they are looking to where they are actually looking to take it. So on that note, I'm looking for a neutral stance for Australia. So that's on neutral. It was bullish last week, the last 2 weeks actually, but now we can say that it's neutral. Pushing through now. Looking at the pound for this upcoming week, where they are looking to take this. In terms of the pound here, just waiting for the screen to load up. For the pound here, you can clearly see that retail traders are 62% short overall and 39% long. You can see here they've given up their contracts, hedges, and they were overall long. They've given up their contracts, and retail traders are sort of net short as well. They are net short. So we could potentially see some further selling off for pound. But again, they've given up their contracts, so that means pound should go up. But large speculators are overall net short. So again, for the pound as well, not looking to potentially trade the pound just yet until we see some further clarity as to where they're looking to take it for this upcoming week. So from last week where we were extremely bullish to now looking at this chart, we can clearly say that large speculators are overall short. So we can put a short on that one, but it's not really strong. Moving across now to Canada, Canadian dollar. We did have a lot of fundamental releases last week. We had the PMIs, we had some inflation data, which hasn't really shifted the fundamental ranking. So the fundamental ranking stays the same. However, in terms of pound, they're overall 52% long and 48% short. Yes, so it looks like the tables have started to turn now. We are looking for shorts for Canada for this upcoming week. Short on Canada for this upcoming week. Massive fall there. So Canada, we're looking for shorts, and they are bearish for this week. Euro FX, in terms of euro now, you can say that euro overall, they're 63% long and 38% short, and they were overall hedges were short, more or less neutral now, but extreme on the extreme sides of things. They've slowly started to give up their contracts, so we're starting to see a fall there for Canada, a slight drop. But I'm not looking to trade this one until we see some further clarity as to where they're looking to take this. So for euro, yes, we are overall short, but we're not looking to trade this one because it is at the extreme sides. It is at the extreme ends of things, but overall bearish. Let's have a look at the yen. In terms of the yen, retail traders. So retail traders are net short 63%. For the yen here, they've started to increase their contracts, pushing higher, and large speculators are short. So for this week, we are short for the yen. We are short for the yen for this week. Bearish. Swiss franc now. So these reports, they are updated almost every single week. They tell us a bigger picture as to where they're looking to take the trades for this upcoming week and for future events. 60% for Swiss franc shorts. They are overall long in terms of hedges. They've increased their long, so we could potentially see it drop slightly, but they're on a sort of neutral stance instead of in terms of large speculators. So we're not looking for any movement for the Swiss just yet. So that's sort of on a neutral stance. The dollar, US dollar now. Retail traders are overall long. They were, in terms of hedges, they were overall short. They've given up their contracts. Now they're sort of on a neutral stance as well. Large speculators have started to tick up slightly, and again, there's not much direction as to where they're looking to take the dollar now. We have been short for quite some time, for about the last 4 weeks, but right now it doesn't look very clear. So we'll stay away from the dollar for this week as well. But you can say since the interest rate hikes, they have overextended it. In terms of the actual curve for the dollar, they are within recession. But we have been shorting it for the past 4 weeks now, and plenty of pips we've made from the dollar. But for this week, in terms of the dollar, in terms of the dollar, there is no sort of direction as to where they're looking to take it. Let's just have a look at the dynamic yield curve for the dollar. So the dynamic yield curve right here, you can see that we are on an inverted spectrum as to where they are at the moment. You know, the interest rate, they've been hiking it for quite some time now, and we are within a recession. We could see the dollar dropping to some real yields of lows. But the problem is, in terms of where they're looking to take it, in terms of where the large speculators are looking to take it, it looks like they're looking to consolidate it further before dropping it even more. So looking at Mexico here, 78% long. A massive move last week. Actually, we were long for Mexico, and yeah, we saw a nice push up for the Mexican peso. Commercials overall net short there, so we could see some further movement for the Mexican peso to push up. So bullish there for the Mexican peso. Same as last week, bullish. So we'll still keep that. In terms of New Zealand now. New Zealand sort of 50-50 in terms of retail traders. They gave up their contracts overall. They're still giving up their contracts. But funnily enough, it's not really bullish and it's not really bearish. So again, that's on a neutral perspective for New Zealand. So not looking to trade that. Same as last week, neutral for New Zealand as well. Let's just have a look at gold, and then we'll go into oil. And then we'll look into the charts and see what sort of trades we could potentially jump on for this upcoming week. So for the gold report here, overall they are 58% long. Hedgers have been buying, but they've given up their contracts short. Large speculators are overall short as well. So it looks like the gold could potentially push down this week as well. We could see some weakness there for gold. We have been bullish last week. We could see some further movements down, so bearish for this upcoming week. Let's just have a look at US oil, and then we'll have a look at the VIX as well. So in terms of US oil, WTI US oil, overall 58.8% long. So in terms of oil now, you can see that hedgers have given up their contracts. So what does that mean for large speculators? They're overall short. So we could potentially see some further drops there for oil. And it's looking good on the chart too. We will dive into the chart to look for some entries for further selling US oil. Let's dive into the VIX chart. To see what volatility is like for this upcoming week. and then we'll dive into looking at potential entries. So in terms of the VIX futures here, overall commercials are long. They've increased their contracts, so that means volatility is bound to push down even further. So volatility is short, it's going to be pushing down, it's bearish. So target is currently, let's have a look at where we are in terms of the chart now for volatility, where we are on the spectrum and where we could be heading down to. So you can see here last week, nice sells pushing down. We could potentially see it go further down now. Let's just clear the screen just so that it's a lot more clearer. You can see here now. It's broken this sort of support here. We could potentially see it go down as low as 16.89. So we will be selling below this area here. Sells below current price basically for it to push down. We could potentially see it push higher, potentially wick higher, and then drop down low. So that's what we're looking for. Basically, we could potentially see it push up towards 21 max and then drop down towards 16.77. So that's the target potentially for this week. So we are sort of within the medium spectrum, looking at it from the last 2 years. So we are medium pushing down low, and we are in a risk on environment since volatility is pushing, is bound to push lower for this upcoming week. 4th of December today, so let me just update my screen. So here we are, so I've updated all of that. Let me just refresh my screen, hold on a second. So I just need to change the fundamental ranking now, since we had a look at that. Fundamental data, week commencing 5th of December 22. And there you have it. So that's the most up to date on the left hand side here. So you can see there where we are in terms of the chart. So on the left hand side, Mexican is extremely bearish. However, large speculators are looking to push up higher. So overall future bias is bullish. Euro is bearish, the ranking is bearish. Canada is bearish, the future bias is bearish. Pound is sort of on a neutral stance between 28, well around 28, and overall the net short. US dollar not looking to trade that this week. Australia and the Swiss franc overall not looking to trade that as well. The yen overall bearish, overall bullish actually. Ranking is extremely high, but large speculators are looking to take it short for this upcoming week. So what does that mean in terms of our trades? Well, if you were to put this on a scale, let me just pull up a whiteboard. Potentially I can just draw it on on here. So overall, if you were to put it on the board, so in terms of bullish trades and then bearish trades, obviously we're looking at the future bias there. So Mexican peso is extremely bullish, however their ranking is bearish. Euro bearish, Canada bearish, and the pound bearish as well, together with the yen. Bearish with that too. In terms of bullishness, we've got the Mexican peso pushing up high potentially through to this week. So these are the only sort of trades we could potentially look at. Euro Mexican, Canada Mexican, pound Mexican. In terms of the dollar now, the dollar is on a bearish stance. However, in terms of where they're looking to take it, let's just have a look at it once more. Let's just have a look at it once more. So potentially we might not be even trading any sort of forex pairs because we've only got USD Mexico. My current broker only, in terms of Mexican peso pairs, we've only got USD Mexico. So I don't think I'm going to be trading any trades potentially through to this week because there aren't any. US dollar, probably might have a look at commodities such as gold and oil, shorting it. So you can see here, large speculators have pushed up slightly now. So it could be bullish there for the dollar because they've given up their contracts. They were overall net short. They've given up their contracts. So that means the dollar should actually fall. But from this last week and the week before that, they've given up their long contracts, pushing up higher. So, but large speculators have slightly ticked up there, but it's more of a neutral stance because the line is flat. So I'm not looking to trade the dollar for this week. So what does that mean in terms of where we are? So these are the potential trades. So for those who have Euro Mexican, you could potentially go long on that. Pound Mexican, sorry, you can go short on Euro Mexican. Sorry. Pound Mexican short too. We can have a look at gold shorts and oil short too. So let's just have a look at the chart for Euro Mexican. Euro Mexican, pound Mexican. Take that right to the top. Gold and oil shorts. And pound Mexican. Take that right up. So we're looking at 4 potential trades for this upcoming week. For the dollar, not looking to trade that, so we can delete that. So yeah, let's just have a look at Euro Mexican, and then we'll have a look at gold, oil, and then pound Mexican. So looking at this from a weekly time frame now. Looking at Euro Mexican from a weekly time frame. Last week we were extremely bullish there, and price pushed up. There was the turning point there for Euro Mexican, and it's actually extremely bullish as we look at it. In terms of sells, I won't be looking for sells unless price potentially breaks 20.06268. So potential sells below there to target that. To target 19.83598. 19.838595. Because looking at this, if it's above this region here, that's extremely bullish. If it looks like it could potentially push up as high as this area here, 20.69317. That's looking at it from a weekly time frame. Daily, you can say that we are sort of extremely consolidated in this consolidated area here, which has broken above 20.3664. You can potentially have an intermediate sort of resistance level here. Pushing over to the 4 hourly. So last week Friday, was the momentum shift, that momentum push up. So we could potentially look for sells as price breaks below this region over here. If it does break that region, we could potentially see it drop down or even push down lower. Display capture, let me just have a look at this. Ooh, something went wrong there. I think my screen has just gone funny. Hold on guys, sorry about this. Oh my god, I don't know what just happened. OBS. Just press the button and all of a sudden, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that guys. Technical issues there. So back to where we were in terms of Euro Mexico. We will be looking for sales. So the moment we get a bearish sort of momentum candle here, nice red candle, this will potentially trigger us from actually looking to take sell opportunities, and potentially the next candle will be the candle which we jump onto to potentially push this one further down. The moment we get a decent wick to the upside, we could potentially ride this one down. But that's only if we break this region over here, 20.40487. Let's flick over to the hourly. Realistically speaking, we want to be taking sales from around here as well, around this region here, to drive down towards the next sort of target. So that's that in terms of Euro Mexican. For potential buys, it's extremely bullish there, on a weekly, on a daily time frame. So we could potentially see it push down, fake out, and then potentially push up higher. But for us, we are only looking for sells, because looking at our fundamental data, and also where the large speculators are looking to take it, they're looking to take it short. In terms of gold there now, gold has been flying up for the past few weeks, which we managed to bag plenty of pips last week as well. For this week now, looking at this from a weekly time frame, it's extremely bullish. However, it looks like large speculators are looking to take it neutral or more of a bearish stance. So if we're looking for bears, where will we be focusing our attention or detail to? So long as price stays below 1804.273, we could potentially take sales pushing down. Looking at it from a weekly time frame, it hasn't pushed above 1804.273. All right, so on a daily time frame, bearish candle there on Friday, which closed bearish. So we could potentially take that drop going all the way down, perhaps even towards 1754. Looking at it from a more of a realistic approach, and a decent wick to the upside should trigger our sales pushing down. So this is what I'll be looking for on a Monday, Sunday through to Monday. Push up on a daily, and then push back down to basically trigger. We'll be potentially placing a sell stop around this area here. So a sell stop there will be decent, with a stop loss above this area here. So stops above there, which is at 1809.468 to potentially push down, which could be a decent trade, pushing all the way down actually. A nice 1 2 3 1 2 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 risk to reward we're looking at, if it does break below 1796.692. So that's that, looking at it from a daily time frame. Let's just go down further just to see what we're like in terms of potential sells. It's looking clean to push down. That's if it stays below 1804. So long as it breaks this region here, we'll be looking for sells below this area, sells below this area, and for targets we'll be targeting 1748.437. And this could be our target as well, this region right there. Target's right there. Flick over to the hourly. So there's an intermediate sort of support sitting around here. So we'll be looking for sells if it breaks this region as well. So what does that mean? We're looking for a strong breakdown, nice bearish candle like that, that should trigger our sells. Then the next candle that opens up on the hourly, obviously, so long as it gives us a nice decent wick up, a nice wick up there, should trigger our sell stops, pushing right the way down towards 1784, which is more reasonable. And if it breaks above 1804.273, it's all clear for it to push potentially higher, but we are favoring sells for this upcoming week. So that's what we'll be focusing mainly on. US oil, weekly time frame there now. In terms of US oil, so looking at US oil here on a weekly time frame, it's more or less sort of bullish engulfing candle last week. Could potentially draw a resistance right there. Support there, which has been respected. So we'll be looking for sells. Let's see what we're like on the daily. It's looking good for sells right now. Sells below this area here. Target just there. 4 hourly. Let me just change that to clone this. That looks reasonable as well. So where we are in terms of current price, we'll be looking for sales the moment it breaks this candle here to drive right the way down towards 77.68. And then push down even further towards 76.03. That's if it breaks this region here. For buys, we'll be focusing above this region here. So buys above there. Buys above 82.6. If it pushes up, breaks up here, we could easily see it push up towards 85.23. But we are favoring sells for this upcoming week. So that's that in terms of USL. Pound Mexican, extremely bullish there. Extremely bullish. Favoring shorts though for this upcoming week. So we need to focus on where we could potentially get sells or take sells from. Weekly there, extremely bullish. Daily, heavily bullish there. However, so long as we keep or stay below this region here, we'll be favoring sells to push down towards this area here, 23.4. 4 hourly. And in terms of targets, that would be our first point of target there. Even if it breaks below this region here, you could easily see it come as low as this area here as well. So sells below there, sells below there, and targeting 22.9 as our target. If it breaks above this region here, we could potentially see it push up higher. So it breaks above this region here. But for now, we'll be focusing on sales. 24.1743 is the maximum we'll be looking for sales to potentially drive down, as low as 22.94. Let's have a look at the weekly once more. Yeah, it could easily drive back down towards 22.904 where it's magnetized, so where liquidity is. And that's that really. So we'll be focusing on these 4 trades for this upcoming week. Yeah, in terms of fundamentals there, we did go over fundamentals not too long ago. In terms of their ranking, yes, Mexican peso is extremely bearish in terms of fundamentals. However, they're looking to drive it up. So we'll be focusing on our future bias for this upcoming week. And yeah, just focusing on these 4 trades for now. Any questions before I finish up? Any questions? Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I shall keep you guys updated as to where we are, potentially towards the middle of this week. I am actually intending to go live, so within the future, at some point, potentially this week or the next week, I'm planning to go live, potentially through on UK and US session, London session open, and also US session opens as well. Looking to trade live together with you guys. So for those who are interested, obviously do leave a message below via YouTube. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I shall be presenting more for you guys in the near future. Thanks once again. Take care, have a lovely week, and I shall see you guys at some point this week. Thanks once again. Take care, have a lovely week. Take care. Bye for now.